Hi everybody, I hope you're having a fabulous day. So I'm here to share jewelry with you as usual, but I also wanted to share a few larger pieces that I've picked up recently that are a little harder to share camera down. The first piece I want to share is this really beautiful antique photo album, and I love this. The cover here is done in celluloid. You can see that we have these two really beautiful ladies here on the front. We have this gorgeous floral sort of frame design around it, very Art Nouveau looking to me. The back of it is this really beautiful velvet-like fabric in this gorgeous deep wine red color. It's actually in really nice condition. You know, there's a few scratches and scuffs on the celluloid cover here, but the fabric part is in really beautiful shape. Unfortunately, the photos that would have originally been in here have been removed. People do that and they sell the photos individually, and I do understand, though I wish that the photos were still in here. But you can see that it has this beautiful gilt framing on the pages still, and I think that it's really gorgeous. I bought this with the intention to display it in my curio cabinets alongside some of my vintage and antique jewelry, and this might go on the shelf with my celluloid collection. This might be a nice addition to that area, and I just thought it was gorgeous. I paid under $30 for this. I think it was $28 if I remember correctly. So I thought that was a good deal for this piece in the condition that it's in. And yeah, I was happy to grab this beautiful antique item. The next piece I wanted to share with you is this really gorgeous antique jewelry box or jewelry casket. And it is in a really heavy gilt metal. And on the top here, you can see that we have these two really adorable little cherubs on either corner. I really do think that this is really beautiful. It has some flowers and a really Art Nouveau shape to the box in general. This is really, really large. I have a few other pieces like this, much smaller. A quarter of the size of this. So I thought that this was kind of fabulous. It's really, really heavy. The inside has a little bit of damage. Somebody has put tissue up here. It probably would have originally had like a silk lining that has been damaged over time. Somebody has also put a piece of fabric on the bottom here, but I paid $10 for this beautiful large jewelry casket. And the reason for that is that if you turn it around, we do have some damage to the back corner, which is unfortunate. But for $10, I thought that this was such a beautiful piece. It's gonna look gorgeous in my jewelry curio cabinet, which is my intent, and you'll never see that back corner. It's gonna be facing away from you. So I thought that this was worth it and really, really beautiful. The next item I found is this really adorable little handbag, and it has this so sweet needlepoint stitched design with cherries and pears. Also has it on the top. I just thought it was so cute and vintage. It has this clear lucite handle, which I also really liked. Kind of looks like a lunchbox, but I thought it was so sweet. I think it's gonna look really cool with, like a white dress in the summer. Like, isn't this so adorable? So I grabbed this. This I think was $7. So again, price was right, and I picked that one up. Then the next item that I found was this really, really sweet beaded coin purse or handbag. It has these adorable tiny white seed beads. And if you can see the little flower details, it has these embroidered pastel colored floral details on it that I think are so beautiful. This is definitely a handmade little bag. It has the gilt metal kind of kiss lock closure at the top. And then the interior is, like a satin material, maybe silk. I think it's satin though. And it has a tag that says made in Belgium. So I'm not sure exactly the age of this piece, but I thought it was so sweet, so beautiful, and I thought it was worth the $10 that they were asking. So I grabbed this beautiful little bag. The other thing that I really wanted to do today is take a look at some of my mourning jewelry pieces. And I just received a lot of jewelry in the mail that we're going to take a look at with some antique mourning jewelry in it. The same antique store that I found this jewelry box and the photo album, I found this really large gold glass-topped box that someone was using to display a piece of antique lace inside of. And I'll show you that lace because I don't really know anything about it and I don't want to get rid of it if it is important or has some sort of value to it. So I'm gonna share that with you as well. But my plan is to take the lace out, store that somewhere else, and find a way to display my mourning jewelry pieces inside of this dresser box, because I love these pieces. I think they're so beautiful. There's so much meaning and history behind these, and the way that I currently have them displayed in my curio cabinet, it's, you know, they're sitting on a dark wood shelf and you really can't see them because they're mostly black. So I just feel like creating this separate display inside of this box is going to do them more justice, and I think they deserve to have sort of their moment and to be stored safely and securely while they're in my home, you know, before they're passed on to the next generation of owners, hopefully someday. So that is the goal today. So we're going to take a look at some of the new pieces that I haven't shared on this channel yet, and then we're going to kind of design a display for these pieces. So I hope you stick around, and we're going to move into that portion of the video. Okay, so laid out in front of us are some of the mourning jewelry pieces that I'm going to be using to fill that display box with. And some of these pieces are new. So, I mean, let's just start with my most favorite items. So I've recently become a little bit obsessed with these fichu pins, these Georgian mourning or sentimental pins. I just absolutely love them. The first one that I found was this one here, and I did share this on this channel. This has blonde plaited hair underneath this glass window with pieces of faceted jet. And this one is engraved on the back with the date 1813. And this piece really sparked my interest in these tiny little pins, and I went a little crazy. I started looking for them online, and I found a few more. And I'm so excited about this little collection that I'm building. This next one here has tiny seed pearls with brown plaited hair. And I think most of these are 9-karat golds. This one certainly has had some repair to the findings, but look at how beautiful this is. The next one here has tiny pieces of coral. How gorgeous. Here's what the back looks like. This one looks like it hasn't had any repairs, which is nice. Look at how long and curved that pin is. This one was definitely worn and loved. This one is round in shape and has these faceted white stones, which I believe are paste. Here is the back of that piece. So this is what my collection of these Georgian mourning pins or sentimental pins, they weren't necessarily always used for mourning. Sometimes they were just a token of love and affection from one person to another. So I think these are absolutely gorgeous, and I will be looking to expand this collection if I can find some other pieces set with different types of stones or different shapes. And I really am drawn to the ones that are engraved with a date, so that's something I'm going to be looking for in the future. I also recently found this little pin, and this one is rolled gold. You can see there is plaited hair underneath this crystal. The crystal does have a little chip in the corner, but that's okay by me. It's lived a life, it has some history. Here is what the back looks like. Beautiful. And these two little photo pieces are new to my collection as well. Not in the best condition. The lot that I received today, most of the pieces did have some damage to them, and it was priced accordingly. So they were priced very low, and I thought that they were worth saving. But this one is so sweet. You have this little girl's black and white portrait, and then there she is a little bit older on the back side. Just adorable. I love antique photographs, and I love when they're in jewelry. And then this piece here definitely has some damage, but look at this gentleman in this photo. I think he's fantastic. Certainly has seen better days in terms of this piece. It's missing its back. I don't know what this would have originally been attached to. I don't know if it would have had a pin to be worn as a brooch, or if this was just like a little photo frame. I don't know. I do think this should be secured differently. Maybe needs a little bit of restoration, but very cool nonetheless. And then this piece is a locket. When you open it up, there is some really beautiful detail on the inside. And this is a compartment that probably would have held hair, but look at all of the detail on the inside of this locket. It's just really, really beautiful. And I think it would have originally had some sort of ornamentation on the front here that is missing, but really interesting piece. Again, priced very low, so I was happy to grab it to add to my collection. And then there is this really beautiful mourning chain. So look at how cool these beads are. these faceted beads. I think that this is jet. I don't know for sure. It doesn't really feel like glass to me. So my best guess is that this is jet. And like I mentioned, this lot did have damage. So unfortunately, this really large, beautiful, beautiful bead does have a crack in it. It is secure though, so it's not loose. I think somebody glued this back together at some point in its history. But look at how fantastic this is. It's so beautiful. It has etching on every single facet of this really large bead with this tiny little dangle drop. And I think it's really beautiful. So despite the fact that this is cracked, I think it's an incredible piece and I was really happy to add it to my collection. And then this is a recent find, more of a subdued, understated type of mourning jewelry piece. We are missing a tiny little bead at the very end there. Not sure what material this is, but definitely an older pin and an older brooch. And now this was included in the lot that I received today. They were calling it a mourning locket, which it very well could be, but it is gold tone. It's not in that black color. And when you open it up, it definitely has a compartment here that could have held hair. So I think that is why they were considering it a mourning locket. Unfortunately, it is a little bit damaged on the hinge, so it's quite loose. But if you can keep it snapped closed, it's still a really nice pendant, and it has some really beautiful engraving on it. So yeah, that piece was included in the lot as well. Now I've shared this locket on the channel before, but it is absolutely one of my favorites, so I'm just going to share it again quickly. This one has two really beautiful antique colored photographs or portraits, and I'm just fascinated with this piece. I believe this is also jet, has a very high polish to it. It's in really perfect condition, and I just absolutely love these antique photographs. Such a cool piece. And I don't know if anyone new to my channel may not have seen this piece. I found this a few years ago in a lot of kind of junk jewelry. So this popped out of that, and it is so beautiful, and it tests as gold. And if I can remember correctly, I think it tests as 12 karat gold. The only damage to it is that it's missing its little C clasp. That piece is broken off, which I think could be very easily replaced. But it's so gorgeous. You have these little pieces of inset, either onyx or jet, and a tiny little seed pearl. So beautiful. I love this piece. And then a variety of other items. I have some more mourning chains and other items that we're going to be using to build this display, but I wanted to go over the new pieces here with you. Yeah, so let's move over to the box. Now this is the piece of lace that was inside of that dresser box to begin with, and I know nothing about antique lace really. So, you know, if you guys have any idea what this is, what it would have been used for originally, please let me know. For now, I just have it sitting in my curio cabinet because I don't want to get rid of it. Okay, so this is that giant, what I'm calling a dresser box that I found at the antique store with the piece of lace in it. I have a few pieces of mourning jewelry in here. This is definitely not the final display. I'm going to share that with you in just a moment, but you can see how large this is. It's a really large box, and the piece of glass, I have a piece of tape here just so that I can lift this piece of glass up. It's just kind of roughly cut. So once I get a display that I like, I'm probably going to take some clear silicone and secure the glass down. It does open along the bottom side as well. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna finish this display up and then I will come back and share that with you. Okay, and so here is how my display turned out so far. I think it looks really cool. I definitely think it's doing these pieces much more justice to have them displayed in this way versus kind of hidden on a shelf somewhere. So let me know what you think. Included in this tray, we have some hair jewelry pieces. We have some antique photographs. I included my vulcanite Vesta case that I shared recently. So, you know, I'm not sure if every single piece on the tray was specifically worn for mourning jewelry, but they all sort of fit into that theme. You know, I hope to be able to show this to other people, maybe who come to visit my home, even people who maybe aren't interested in jewelry, I think can appreciate, you know, the history behind these pieces. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Let me know what you thought about these pieces. Feel free to subscribe, leave me a comment. I love connecting with other jewelry lovers here on YouTube. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.